Let's start with this interesting article from Captain Altcoin, because what it lays out about Kaspa's fundamentals is honestly the kind of stuff that makes long-term investors raise an eyebrow and lean in. And I'm telling you right now, if even half of what's described here plays out, the entire narrative around fast proof of work could shift in a massive way. What's up everyone, welcome back to Gold Rush Crypto Daily. I'm Gold Rush, and today we're diving into two hot articles that I think every Kaspa holder, fan, or even casual observer needs to see. This one is going to be high energy, full of insights, and I'm reacting in real time as we read through the key parts together. If you love staying ahead of the market, tap that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And seriously, drop a comment below letting me know what you think about Kaspa's latest moves. Alright, let's pull up this first article. As you can see on screen, Captain Altcoin is breaking down what they call the real catalyst behind Kaspa's potential run to $4. Now right away, that is a bold target. $4 is not a meme number. That would be a major move from today's levels, and the article wastes no time explaining why some analysts believe it's possible. The article starts by reminding us that Kaspa dipped by close to 30% over the last month, and yeah, corrections like that sting, but according to this breakdown, the ecosystem did not slow down at all. Instead it kept grinding, kept building, kept expanding. I love that. Price dips are temporary, but fundamentals are the thing that actually matter. As we scroll here, you can see the explanation. Kaspa processes many blocks at the same time, meaning transactions confirm almost instantly, and this is important. It achieves that speed without sacrificing decentralization or security. A lot of chains cut corners to get faster. Kaspa is doing it while staying true to proof of work. No shortcuts. Now, this part right here really stood out to me. The article says, orphan blocks do not choke the network because parallel chains coexist and get ordered smoothly. If you've ever dealt with congested proof of work networks, you know how big of a deal this is. This is why builders actually want to experiment on Kaspa. You get Bitcoin-like security with modern-day speed. Let's move on. This section highlights how the KAS token is backed by values and long-term design. Kaspa launched with no pre-mine, which is extremely rare in this market. Emissions decrease smoothly every month instead of massive halving shocks, and miners secure the chain in a fair, accessible way. All of this screams sustainability to me. According to the article, a token with transparent monetary policy earns trust over time, and trust is something you just cannot fake in crypto, you know. The fact that Kaspa maintains low fees while scaling block throughput is what makes it practical instead of just theoretical. And then we get this comparison to Bitcoin. Kaspa is almost 1,000 times faster in block generation. 1,000. Bitcoin makes one block in about 10 minutes. Kaspa makes around 10 per second. That is not just a small efficiency upgrade. That is a completely different experience. Now, I really appreciate what the article says here. Kaspa is not trying to replace Bitcoin. Instead, it expands the philosophy. Faster confirmations, cheaper interactions, more scalability, but still proof of work and still decentralized. I think this is exactly why the community is so passionate. The article also brings in another analyst, Mukesh, who talks about future upgrades like ZK integration, DAGKnight improvements, and new applications being built. And honestly, every time I hear the words ZK plus proof of work in the same sentence, my ears just perk up. That combination is extremely rare and could be totally game-changing. And here we reach the core thesis. Kaspa could push toward $4 if strong catalysts appear, and according to Trinity, they already exist. Technological strength, fairness, speed, and a long-range vision. That is exactly what you want to see in a serious Layer 1. Alright, now let's move to article number 2. This one is from Coinpedia, and it's titled Top 5 Cryptos Investors Targeting 4,500% Gains Are Choosing Over Cardano. And look at this. Kaspa is right at the top of the list. That alone tells you something about where big money is looking. Let's read this section together. It says, Kaspa continues to show strong on-chain indicators, with whale buying and increasing institutional participation around the 5-cent range. That aligns perfectly with what we've been seeing. Quiet accumulation, strategic buying, and smart money positioning itself early. This is how long-term trends usually begin. Scrolling down, it mentions that the futures average order size increased significantly around the 6-cent level. That is a huge tell. When order sizes rise, it means bigger investors are stepping in, not retail traders tossing in lunch money. The article says this suggests increased confidence among large investors, and that the accumulation has formed a demand cushion preventing deeper corrections. This is consistent with what we saw in the recent dip. Kaspa dropped but did not collapse. Buyers stepped in almost immediately, and this is exactly why I say dips are opportunities, not threats. Coinpedia also points out that even though the stochastic RSI shows the market is overbought, buyers still hold the upper hand. Translation: the trend is strong and momentum is real. Analysts believe that as long as Kaspa trades above 5 cents, a move to 7 to 8 cents is likely. That's about a 30% short-term gain. Nothing insane, but very healthy. And this line right here is important. Kaspa still has a distinct advantage in the world of effective proof-of-work blockchains. That theme keeps coming up. Speed plus proof-of-work plus fairness is shaping Kaspa's entire narrative right now. When you look at these two articles together, the story becomes clear without me forcing anything. Fundamentals and investor behavior are aligned. Builders love the tech, institutions like the stability, miners support the fairness, and analysts are starting to speak openly about multi-dollar targets. That is not hype, that is a maturing ecosystem. Now if you're getting value from this breakdown, make sure to share this video with another Kaspa holder. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you catch tomorrow's video. We drop daily news, daily analysis, and daily opportunities. As always, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts and reacting to the data. You should always do your own research and make decisions that match your personal strategy. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep following the data. The Kaspa story is still unfolding, and we're going to follow it closely right here on the channel. Stay tuned for more updates.